Assalamu alaikum. Hello dear students, how are you? Hope this video class will find you great and cheerful. Okay, today I'm here again to spend some time with you to help you with your English. And let me introduce myself first. This is Aminul Islam, your English teacher. And I'm going to give this class to the students of class 9 and 10. And the subject is, as usual, English second paper, grammar part. And topic is changing narrative style part 4. Okay, let's see what we have learned in our previous classes. Okay, change of pronouns, first and second person pronouns, shift to third person, back shifting of tense, step back into past, and change of adverbs of time expressions, and sometimes tense of the verb is not back shifted. And we discussed the fundamental rules of direct speech to indirect speech in changing narrative style part 1. And interrogative and imperative speech changing has been discussed in changing narrative style part 2. Also, yes no questions and WH and how questions have also been discussed in changing narrative style part 2. And optative and exclamatory sentence speech changing from direct to indirect has been discussed in changing narrative style part 3. So today I'm expecting that you already have the basics of basic knowledge of how direct and indirect speech as well as reported speech work. Yeah, as you have already learned a lot of techniques and rules as you already have finished uh, already 3 parts of changing narrative style. So if you don't, or if you have already missed those classes, I request you please go back to those video classes and watch them repeatedly or again and again, and try to have the basics. Then you can move on. Then you can jump to this uh, changing native style part 4 class. Okay, and today what we are going to learn, changing speech direct and indirect. Yes, it's true, but speech dialogue or basis narration. Yes, uh, today's class is one of the most important one, and I'll tell you that all our previous classes, that means all the 3 parts that we finished in previous classes, were the preparation for today's class. Okay, get ready, let's start. Okay, what are the learning outcomes for today? By the end of this lesson, you will be able to define and identify vocative case, learn different rules and techniques for changing speech dialogue or basis narration, know some common linking words, use linkers to connect different sentences, and change direct speech to indirect speech or reported speech of a dialogue or multiple sentences in a passage. And I think we can learn a lot of things um, that will come uh, successively. Okay, let's start. Yes, okay, at first I think some examples are coming for you. You see here examples of speech dialogue and or basis narration. You see here's a dialogue, a short dialogue. Mother, I'm reading it out to you. Just listen and watch the video. Mother, what are you looking for? Hanav, I have lost my purse. Mother, where did you keep it? Hanav, I can't remember. I think I kept it in the shelf. Mother, don't worry, my boy. Just keep calm. You'll find it soon. Hanav, okay, mom, thank you. Mother, may Allah bless you. And here is the second one of basis narration. You see, in direct speech, of course. Okay, I'm also reading it out to you. Jack said to Alex, "Hi, will you go to the field?" Alex said, "No, I'll go to school now." "Why? Won't you practice for the final match?" "Because I have important classes today. I will practice after the school," Alex said. Okay, one important thing you should know, I think you have already noticed that here is a speech that has no speaker. Why won't you practice for the final match? Who says this is not mentioned here? So try to guess it and let's move on to the next. Okay. Yes. At first comes vocative case or VC. What is vocative case? You see, the noun or pronoun which is used to address a person directly is called the vocative case. Okay, let's see the example. I know your sister John. Here you see John is the vocative case. I know your sister John. John is the vocative case, and you see a comma precedes the vocative case, and here John is being addressed directly. That means to address a person directly is the vocative case. Okay, let's see more examples. Hi Michael. Here Michael is the vocative case because he is addressed directly. You, please leave the place. Here you is the vocative case because you is directly addressed. Okay, and next one is Jack, come with me, and Jack is also the vocative case. And here's different one. I know Stephen. I know. I know Stephen. I think this sentence needs some explanation. Let's see. You see, the comma before Stephen is required to show Stephen is being addressed. Without the comma, it means I know a person called Stephen. Okay, if you say if you think that there is no comma and it's just a plain sentence, I know Stephen. That means I know a person whose name is Stephen. But here I'm addressing Stephen. I'm telling Stephen that I know Stephen. That means I know something that I'm telling it to Stephen. Okay. Now, have you got it? I know Stephen. That means I'm telling Stephen that I know something. Okay, let's move on to the next. Okay, changing narrative stated vocative case. Yes, here's one you see. Number one, vocative case with no relationship. The object of reporting verb. Okay, let's see what comes. The example says that he said, Jack, come with me. Here you see, he is the subject and said is the reporting verb and Jack is vocative case. So what can be the indirect speech of this direct speech? Okay, you see, he told Jack to go with him. That means here you see Jack, come with me. Jack is also in the inverted comma. But here in indirect speech, the subject uh, takes Jack as directly, takes object directly as object, and here said is changed to told, and he told Jack. That means Jack is the object of tell verb. So here he is telling something Jack. Okay, then number two, vocative case with relationship. That means first one was with no relationship, now with relationship. Yes, you see the structure addressing as plus vocative case dot 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 blah blah blah. Okay. Example, he said to me, friend, I'll help you. Here he is the subject, said to is the reporting verb, and me is the object, and friend is the vocative case. So here actually we can find a relationship between he and me, and the relationship is friend. That's why he is calling me, he is addressing me as friend. Okay, let's see. Addressing me as friend. Got it? Addressing me as friend. You see the structure, vocative case is relationship, addressing as plus vocative case, blah blah blah, and you see addressing me as friend. Okay, and uh, the later thing comes in its place. You see, he told me that he would help me. The other things are the same as usual, but here when you see there is a relationship uh, with the vocative case and the subject, then you can use the structure addressing me or addressing object as, and then the vocative case. Okay, okay, then I think we have already learned about vocative case. Then move on to the next slide. Yes, fundamental rules for changing speech dialogue. Okay, first one, I think this is the first rule. Okay, read the passage from first to last and try to understand the speakers and their speeches. Okay, that means whenever you find a passage in your question paper, you have to uh, read the passage from first to last and try to understand the speakers and their speeches. You have to differentiate each speech and its speaker. You may not get the name of a speaker in each speech. Okay, remember we already said about it in few slides before. Okay, can you remember? You may not get the name of a speaker in each speech, but observing the context of speeches, you have to mark that. Okay, let's see. You see, here's an example. Jack said to Alex, "Hi, will you go to the field?" Alex said, "No, I'll go to school now." "Why won't you practice for the final match?" "Because I have important classes today. I'll practice after school," Alex said. And what's the explanation? Okay, if you observe, you will notice that the name of the speaker of this quote, "Why won't you practice for the final match?" Yes, you see, why won't you practice for the final match? There is no speaker mentioned here. Is not mentioned in the passage. Okay, that means the speaker is not mentioned in the passage. But because of context, we get that it is the speech of Jack. Okay, now could you get the point? I think you have already got it. Okay, move on to the next. Yes, here's the fundamental rules for changing speech dialogue. 2. This is the rule 2. In passage, if there are two or more sentences of the same speaker at a time. Yes, sometimes you see that in the passage narration or speech dialogue that uh, a speaker continues telling sentences one after another, and it may be sometimes it may be that two sentences, three sentences, or more than four sentences, five sentences. Okay, okay, what will happen in that case? Oh, you see, if there are two or more sentences of the same speaker at a time, you can use the reporting verb like say to, told, etc. for the first speech. Okay, but for the second speech, you can use the linkers like again said, again told, again asked, or added. And similarly, next time you can use like linkers. Oh yes, this one is linkers. Linkers like also said, also told, also asked, also added. And later on you can use linkers like further said, further told, further asked, further added, etc. And you can also use some other things like then, after that, next, etc. Okay, here's an example. Mother: "Don't worry, my boy, just keep calm. You will find it soon." Here three sentences at a time. Two are in imperative sentence and one is in statement or assertive sentence. Let's see the indirect speech. Addressing him as her boy. I think you have already known why addressing him as her boy has come here. Okay, can you remember the rule? Then proceed. Then mother, actually it can be it should be the mother. The mother told him not to worry, don't worry, not to worry, and advised him to keep calm. Just keep calm. This one is the advice from mother, so we can say that and advised him to keep calm, just. And you see here mother also says something more, you will find it soon. And also said that he would find that son. Okay, now you see there are three sentences, we have joined them in one sentence. Now got it? Okay, now let's move on to the next rule. Okay, here is a chart. There are some certain words or phrases in direct speeches which will be changed in indirect speeches. Here is a chart for your better understanding. You see, our direct speech, direct and indirect. That means how it's changed in indirect speech. Okay, whenever you find sir in direct speech, you have to change it into respectfully said or politely said or said with respect or replied with respect. Okay, politely, respectfully, or with respect. Okay, next one. Whenever you find yes, then you can change it into indirect speech in this way: replied affirmatively or replied in the affirmative that. Okay, whenever you find no, then replied negatively or replied in the negative that. Okay, and whenever you find in indirect speech thanks, and it can be changed in this way. You see, subject plus thanked plus object. That means if it is in the if the boy, suppose the son tell his mother thanks, then you can say the son thanked his mother, subject thank object. Okay, whenever congratulations in direct speech, yeah, the structure is same: subject congratulated object, and good morning, good evening, subject wished plus object good morning or good evening. Can you remember? We did it in our previous class. Okay, whenever you see by Allah, by God, by Job, or by my life, yes, you have to change this in this way. You see, swearing by Allah, swearing by God, swearing by Job, swearing by my life. That means it's a type of swear or place. Okay, next one. Whenever you find okay in direct speech, in indirect speech, you have to write or say subject plus agreed that. Okay, whenever you find hello, hi, then in direct speech you have to write subject plus greeted that. Subject plus greeted that. Okay, we've learned lots of things here in this chart. Okay, let's move on to the next. You see here the rules 3. I think this one should be rules 4. Okay, uh, when you find any addressing word in a sentence such as friend, father, brother, sister, mother, king, comrades, viewers, etc. Now there can be lots of such expressions. Then start the changing into direct speech, indirect speech following this structure. Okay, you see what is this structure? Addressing plus object plus s plus friend or any of the expression from here, and then plus subject plus verb. That means any of the relationship you can use uh, here, uh, replacing friend. Okay, then you see here is an example. He said to me, friend, please help me learn English grammar. That means between he and me, there's the relationship is friend. So how is it changed? Addressing me as friend. That means addressing, then object me, then as, then friend, then plus subject and verb. Okay, please. And it changed to requested. He requested me, okay, help me learn English grammar. This one is imperative sentence, so we should use to plus infinitive to help him learn English grammar. And as you have the basics of changing narrative style, I think you have understood this example quite easily. Let's see next one. Yes, when you find any phrase out of quotations or inverted commas, you don't need to change it. Got it? That means something or any phrase that is not in the quotations or inverted commas, that is out of inverted commas or that is not within inverted commas. So what you should do here, just rewrite the same phrase at the beginning of the reporting verb of indirective speech. Okay, let's see the example. Seeing the clown, the kids busted out laughing and said, "We are really enjoying today. We are really enjoying today." And what is the change? Okay, seeing the clown remains unchanged. The kids busted out laughing remains unchanged. And said, and here we have used exclaimed because you see the directive speech is in exclamatory sentence. Okay, we are really enjoying today. Exclaimed with joy that they were enjoying that day. They were really enjoying that day. Okay, so have you got the main point here? Seeing the clown, the kids busted out laughing. Seeing the clown, the kids busted out laughing. That means the phrase or these two phrases are not within inverted commas, so they remain unchanged in the indirective speech. Okay, let's see the next one. When you find an assertive sentence in between inverted commas, assertive sentence in between inverted commas, but ends with an interrogation sign. Yes, that means here is a question mark. Okay, what will you do? While doing narrative speech, start with while doing narrative speech, start with being surprised at the beginning. Got it? Just start the sentence with being surprised. Okay, besides you have to follow the structure of interrogative sentence. Yes, you have to follow the structure of interrogative sentence while changing into interrogative speech. Example, let's see the example. He said to me, "You know where he lives now? You know where he lives now?" You see, it's a plain sentence, that means a statement. But here is an interrogation sign or interrogation mark. He said to me, "You know where he lives now? You know where he lives now?" And the interrogative speech is being surprised. Being surprised, just at the beginning, being surprised. He asked me, as the structure is similar to interrogative sentence. So he asked me if I knew where he lived then. Where he lived then. Okay. Now it's changed to then, and lives is changed to past tense lived. Okay. He said to me, "You know where he lives now?" Being surprised, he asked me if I knew where he lived then. Okay. Have you got the point? Let's see what comes next. Here are examples of in speech dialogue or passage narration. Yes, you see the first dialogue here, the short dialogue comes here. Mother, what are you looking for? And I've lost my parts. Okay, let's see the answer together. Okay, mother, what are you looking for? Mother asked Arnav what he was looking for? Arnav, I have lost my purse. Arnav replied that he had lost his purse. Mother, where did you keep it? Mother again asked. You see, she asked, uh, she is now asking for the second time. That's why we have used here. Mother again asked him where he had kept it. That means past tense is changed to past perfect. Anam, I can't remember exactly. I think I kept it in the shelf. Here he says two sentences simultaneously at a time. And let's see. Anap replied, as he was asked something, we have used here replied. Anap replied that he could not remember exactly. Can't remember, could not remember exactly. And added that. You see, we have used here and added that. Added that he thought he had kept it in the shelf. Okay, mother said, you see, don't worry, my boy. Then we have used here addressing him as her boy. Then mother told him not to worry. Got it? Don't worry. Told him not to worry. Just keep calm. Okay. And advised him to keep calm. To keep calm just. And you see, you will find it soon. And also said that he would find that soon. It is changed to that. And we learned it in our first class. That means first part of changing narrative style. Can you remember? Okay. It is changed to that. So find that soon. And you say Anab, okay mom, thank you. Anab agreed with his mother. Okay, agreed with his mother. Thank you, and thanked her. Okay, oh mother, may Allah bless you. Then mother prayed that Allah might bless him. Okay, have you understood the example of speech dialogue here? Okay, remember, repetition always helps you. Let's see here the next one. Okay, we can do it together. That means we can see also the isolation, and we can uh, know how it's changed. uh, it will be helpful for us. Okay, Jack said to Alex, hi, will you go to the field? And Jack greeted Alex. Hi, greeted. Can you remember the change? Greeted Alex and asked him. Him is Alex. Yes, here you see here two boys, Jack and Alex. So we have to, whenever we use any pronoun, we have to indicate who is the speaker or listener. Okay, and asked him, that means Alex, if he, that means Alex, would go to the field. Alex said, no, I'll go to school now. Alex replied negatively. No, negatively, replied negatively. Can you remember? Replied negatively. And said that he, that means Alex, would go to the school then. Okay, now it's changed to then. Why won't you practice for the final match? Who says this? Can you remember? Jack. Okay, why? Jack wanted to know the reason of his not going to the field. Okay, his is Alex, not going to the field. Won't you practice for the final match? And again asked if he would not practice for the final match. Okay, now have you found who says this? The speech which has no speaker mentioned here. Okay, then move on to the next. Because I have important classes today. Alex replied that he had important classes that day. I'll practice after the school, Alex said. Okay, and also said that he would practice after the school. Have you understood it? Okay, I request you to watch the video repeatedly which will help you greatly to learn narrative style, changing narrative style, and how to change direct speech to indirect speech or reported speech. Okay. Okay, today's review. So let's see what we have learned today. Okay, let's see how to change direct speech to indirect speech of speech dialogue or passage narration. Okay, then define and identify vocative case, how to use vocative case in indirect speech, and identify first the speakers, speeches, and listeners in the speech dialogue or passage narration. And learn just 5 rules and how to use them to change direct to indirect speech of speech dialogue or passage narration. Learn a list of common expressions and how to change them in reported speech. And some complete examples of changing speech dialogues and passage narration to indirect speech. Okay, so these are the things, and we have also learned some other things uh, which can help you only if you repeat the video class, and you can master the changing narrative style. Okay, so today we can finish here, and that's it for today. Best of luck. Allah Hafiz.